The Honest Woodcutter. Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled at the edge of a vast, whispering forest, there lived a humble woodcutter named Ethan. Every morning, as the sun peeked over the treetops and painted the sky with gold, Ethan would gather his sturdy axe and set out into the woods. He was not the strongest or the fastest woodcutter, but everyone in the village admired Ethan for one thing above all: his honesty. One bright and breezy day, Ethan found a new area of the forest where the trees grew tall and strong. He chose a mighty oak, lifted his axe, and began to chop. With every swing, the sound echoed through the woods, and birds fluttered overhead. As he paused to wipe sweat from his brow, his foot slipped on a patch of moss. To his dismay, his axe tumbled from his hands and fell into a deep, sparkling pond nearby. Ethan rushed to the water's edge. The pond was clear but deep, and his axe had vanished beneath the shimmering surface. He knelt down and sighed. "That was my only axe. How will I earn my living now?" Just then, the water began to swirl, and from its depths rose a gentle, glowing spirit, shimmering like moonlight on the water. She smiled kindly and spoke in a voice that rippled like the pond. "Why do you look so sad, kind woodcutter?" Ethan bowed his head and told the spirit what had happened. She nodded, then disappeared beneath the water. Moments later, she emerged holding a magnificent golden axe. Its blade glittered, and its handle shone with precious gems. "Is this your axe?" she asked. Ethan's eyes widened in amazement, but he shook his head. "No, that's not my axe," he replied. "Mine was made of plain iron and wood." The spirit smiled and sank beneath the water again. This time she rose with a shining silver axe, polished so bright that Ethan could see his own reflection. "How about this one? Is this your axe?" Again Ethan shook his head. "No, that isn't mine either. Mine was just a simple old axe." The spirit disappeared once more. When she returned, she held Ethan's very own axe, worn but sturdy. "Is this the one you lost?" she asked. Ethan's face lit up with relief. "Yes, that's my axe. Thank you so much." The spirit's eyes sparkled with joy. "You have shown honesty even when tempted with treasure. For your truthfulness, you deserve a reward." She handed Ethan not only his old axe but the golden and silver axes as well. Grateful beyond words, Ethan thanked the spirit and hurried home. When his neighbours saw the dazzling axes, they gathered around, eager to hear his story. Ethan explained how the spirit had tested his honesty and how telling the truth had brought him an unexpected reward. Soon, news of Ethan's fortune spread across the village. Inspired by his story, the other villagers began to value honesty in their own lives, helping one another and speaking truthfully even when it was difficult. As for Ethan, he kept the golden and silver axes as reminders of his adventure, but he always used his old, trusted axe for his daily work. He knew that the greatest treasure wasn't gold or silver, but the trust and respect he earned by always telling the truth. And so, in the quiet village by the whispering forest, the story of the honest woodcutter was told from one generation to the next, reminding everyone that honesty is a treasure that shines brighter than gold.